We're also spectating today. Rank 1, Hulk. Hulk is kind of horrendous. Actually, potentially maybe the worst tank in the game these days. So if anyone's actually making Hulk work these days, you gotta be built fucking different. So I want to see, how does a Hulk player survive in the current environment of Hulk, aka literally living in the Arctic tundra with no clothes, no shoes, no undies, and there's a pack of polar bears always beyond the horizon, aka a bunch of Emma players. Lock in. Oh, all the codes were personally sent in. W. Look at their team having 40 and 50 and 48 limbs. Jesus Christ. Sending in a loss for a spectate? That's kind of respectable. Lock in. Rank 1 Hulk. Hey, you know what? Maybe if you played Emma Frost, you would have won this game. I haven't watched the game yet. Don't flame me. I'm just saying.
You have to stop them from securing the
I haven't seen someone do the portal there in a while. Actually, that's not true. One of my team died to it yesterday. But that's what made me think about it. All right, they got a wolf. Classic, just throw the wolf out. Oh, jumping up to help him actually after the grab. I feel like a lot of people, especially Hulks, myself included, you throw them and then forget them. Like fire and forget. But saw that he grabbed somebody, so went up with him. Helps finish him off really quick. So something I've already noticed, you can't jump. You can't go in. You're basically just a Wolverine bot. Wait, am I crazy or are you just waiting for the Wolverine every time? You jump in, try to bubble him. Wait, no, that's their Wolverine. You're just chasing them? Chasing the Wolverine is diabolical. Yeah, you're dead. That's tough. I feel like you just basically sit there and play safe and wait. This hero is actually so bad now. The funny part is Hulk has actually gotten nothing but buffs recently in the last few patches. But the power creep of the game has outpaced him. And people just learn how to play against him and also learn the playstyle, right? He doesn't do enough damage. He has to initiate really hard. And he doesn't have enough survivability with just the bubble on a 15-second cooldown. The only time Hulk is even threatening is in his ult, and you should just CC him out of fucking oblivion. So again, going for the throw. I didn't know you could throw him like that. Didn't it kind of look like he wasn't in the door frame? I feel like he threw him from the left. Am I crazy? Oh yeah, you do kind of throw him a little bit from the left. Huh. So especially looking at their team comp, you're playing against triple DPS, so like, I think the average player looks at this comp, like, okay, I'm gonna ask you a question. Average player watching this at home, I'm gonna ask you a question. You are the Hulk player in this situation. I'm gonna give you 4 options. Actually, no, before I give you 4 options, I'm gonna ask you to think. What should you do? Press H and spawn. Okay, if we're not swapping, how do you play this? Now I'll give you 4 options in case you were just too lazy to think about it. You guys remember that game, like that Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and they do and the lights like come down? I'm gonna give you 4 options. And do you A, play slow high ground and try to keep them from having high ground but not engage? B, do you jump backline? C, play slow on low ground with your mag, looking to throw the Wolverine in and punch their tanks and just play slow? Or D, do you look to punish somebody when they engage your team with the Exile? Now, Gambit ult changes the answer, but in every other fight, B is the incorrect answer right now, aka jumping their backline. With Gambit ult, I think that's what he's gonna do. But otherwise, keep watching. Keep an idea. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna say, okay, there's an option E. I was gonna say it, I forgot. Do you try to kill the flyer, the storm? Do you try to jump into her? Wait, that's actually so sad. Wait, I thought for sure with Gambit ult they were just all in. Wait, you actually can't all in on Hulk still, even with Gambit ult? That's depressing. Wait, that's actually depressing. Wow. That's actually really depressing. So the correct answer, by the way, unironically, in the neutral, is deny high ground, and then you basically sit back and you don't do anything. The real answer is probably swap. Real talk, it's probably swap. But so far, that seems to be the answer.
Thanks for being an amazing human. You're by far and away my favorite streamer.
They cannot engage. You're basically stuck. You're just stuck waiting. Yo, self-resting in 33 months. Appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Only 60 seconds left.
So the two things that they've done so far. I'm starting to understand why he submitted this one. Why he gave us this code as the #1 Hulk player. Baby Hulk OP. You start running up Bruce Banner, big damage with the Gambit ult. And then they win the fight. Thoughts? Thoughts? Wins the fight with Gambit ult as Bruce Banner. I think it might be the play, right? Just kidding. That's not what it is. So he goes up to deny the strange portal. Smart. What I actually think it is, I think it's at low-key propaganda to see how bad it looks, to basically beg, quote unquote, not beg, for Hulk buffs. That's my hypothetical thinking in the background for these. But anyways, so far though, the playstyle has basically been you are the Wolverine deployment system. Oh, nice knockdown. Do nothing. Absolutely can't do anything with it though. That's the nice exile, but then they're just gonna back away. Good B hop, going for the back line. Can't get him though. 1 HP, but he just jumps through him. That's kind of depressing. That was pretty clean mechanically, and no kills were able to be grabbed. So back to basically playing slow with your backline, looking to punish things that engage with either your E, or you just try to bubble your teammates / deploy your Wolverine. He created space. Brother, you can create space on almost every single tank in the game. I think if you hit every single cooldown like that and you hit like your combos, you still can't get a kill, that's depressing. That's just depression. That's depression simulator. Didn't even get that one. That was the mag right click, you know. Realistically, the smartest thing that they've done, which is like what they're doing consistently, is they enable their Wolverine. They walk up, throw the Wolverine, jump in with them, bubble, try to take some of the damage, make sure that they're not able to run them over. I mean, even right here, you know. Wait, hang on. I just read something that might be generationally funny. I can't believe I'm watching Flats be a Hulk abuser instead of trying to play another character that takes true skill, and he instead decides it's better for his career and his ego to let whatever broken character is available and inflate his win rate. He must have gotten so tired of losing in Overwatch that the only way he'll feel better is to troll and clap hands around kids born in 2013 and jump around Vegeta hairline but Frieza attitude SMA. Wait, it's not even the original, but the original's up there, but I don't know how you guys come up with some of these sometimes. Real talk, someone's got to be sitting in a fucking laboratory, aka a fucking basement somewhere, coming up with these. Good lord. So with the Gambit ult, jumps back to try to block with the bubble. Doesn't actually get anyone though, because they all just backed away too far. Damn. That is depressing. Even with Gambit ult, you actually can engage. It's still too scary. Yo, ban anything in 2 months. So for all the people you see out there that argue in TikTok comment sections or Reddit chunguses, right? And they always argue like, oh, you gotta jump the back line, dive the back line, you're not playing properly, whatever it is, right? Just know that the game has changed so much that even at, like, especially at the higher levels, all of the info that you might have learned in season 1, season 2 is just fucking out the window. It's so gone. If you're trying to play backline, jump in their backline Hulk right now, you're probably getting absolutely cooked. The true value of Hulk comes when Gambit's charging 10 ult charge from healing you and from taking damage. Damn, that's kind of crazy, actually. Almost dies. Good B hop. Chat, do you guys know how to B hop? If you don't know how to B-hop, you should be B-hop, or at least you should consider having jump bound on scroll wheel for at least half the roster. Consider it. You don't have to, but at least consider it. A lot of characters it's super valuable on. For example, Star-Lord. For example, Invisible Woman. Yes. Invis can B-hop on her jump. Unless you're on console. On console, I'm sure there's a way to probably do it too, but I am unsure what it is. I'm sure people figured it out. So far, 10-2, one final hit. Honestly, that final hit is actually a fucking miracle that he's even got one final hit, I think. So I would say, you know, the number one value so far is just not dying. I know it sounds like stupid, but I would rather have someone on my team like this who I know is not probably getting maximum value playing the character that they're playing. Obviously, this is rank 1 on the Hulk, right? But like someone who's not getting maximum value where they could swap, as long as they're not feeding their fucking brains out. As long as they're not feeding their fucking brains out. There's a lot of times where you just play slower and play more passive. It's more valuable than trying to go make a play and get punished. So actually jumps in after the Wolverine here, and they do get one. Basically just like you're just a Wolverine deployment system. Oh, I think you're dead. Oh, good bubble, good save from the rest of the team as well. Instantly throws the Wolverine. I think, is he Wolverine cooked now? Oh, he gets bubbled, he goes back in. Tries to bubble the Wolverine, smart play. But this is where things get spooky though, because they didn't get a kill off that engage, so now they all have to back away, take their time, and they're getting chipped really hard. Yep, there it is. That's where right now, like if you're playing someone like Hulk, right, even with the good synergy of the Wolverine throw, constantly throwing him in, jumping in with him, doing all of the correct plays, right, it just doesn't have as much value as these other characters that are sitting back and waiting for you to fuck up. Your Psylocke, your Star-Lord in this case, your Mag in this case. Good bubble, but only gets the Wolverine, so the Gambit dies. And then the Star-Lord is gonna chase him down. Good exile. Still kind of dead though. Tries to go die on point. And you can't even say like, oh, they're missing their abilities. Like they've hit almost every exile. They've hit almost every clap. Mechanically, playing very well. Positionally, playing pretty well. Only like 1 or 2 times I've ever thought that there was a potential mistake coming, which was like, you know, you go for the Wolverine engage and then there's nothing left. It's tough. It's tough out here. Oh, as I say that, we got our first exile miss. I think might be dead. Yeah, that's a dead. Any attempts to make any plays, dead. You have to play so disciplined, slow, methodical. That was like one of those cases where you try to help deal with the Star-Lord. Maybe up the jump, maybe went a little too deep, then tried to jump back, didn't make the jump back. Now we have to go back to being a Wolverine deployment system with an occasional bubble for the Wolverine or for the backline. That hit the Star-Lord. Really? Good knockdown. Double knockdown on the Star-Lord. Why did that hit? I feel like that missed by a mile. And there's a second one here. Interesting. That one was much more dead on. Replay bug? I mean, the second one looked fine. Interesting Psylocke ult. Wolverine deployment system doing its thing. Grabs the mag. Oh, is this a mistake? This might be mistake land. Oh, this might be mistake land. Jumping back up, taking some damage. I already have ults, that's why. Jumps in with the Wolverine again though that time. Good jump in. Basically just can, like, I'm curious for the next one because he sent us 2 codes. What do you do when you don't have the Wolverine? The f do you do? Because it's just a Wolverine deployment system. So that one, the Wolverine got, I think, right-clicked. So the jump got picked up. So Bumbles jump in. They have Gambit ult, but you can't do much because they also have Gambit ult. Can't really do anything about the Starlord, but you might look for an exile. Nah, he's too far. The whole team's falling over. Nice job disengaging. Not getting demeched into Baby Bruce. That way you don't have to fight it out as the Baby Bruce or get staggered. I wish for a Hulk buff next season. We can't just buff every character into the stratosphere, can we? I'm not saying we don't. He doesn't need help. He definitely needs help. Yeah, he has to be the one to kind of anchor cart for a second. Gonna ult it? Maybe a bad ult there, unfortunately. I understand it though. Good combo though. Right click into E into jump into right click. That way right click and the left click hit at the same time while jumping into him. One shots him. Doesn't have a chance to get healed up. Smart. Can't jump away. But it's just fundamentally. The only way I would say you could quote unquote fix him is if you had his bubble more often. You'd have to give some trade-off though, probably. Because the only survivability tool he has is a 15-second cooldown. You know? Oh, sorry, it's a 10-second cooldown. I apologize. Ooh! Wait, did he shield that then jump into the Maggle? I don't think he was shielded when he jumped in the Maggle, though. I think he just eats it on the face. Jumps into it to eat the Maggle so your teammates don't die. Gets real fucking low, though. Just jumped into it and tanked it. Has to bubble on the way out. Just holding cart. Oh. Throws the Wolverine into the ceiling, unfortunately. Just gets poked down. This is a good example of like where Hulk can kind of struggle right now. Is where like in a case like that, like you can't engage. You cannot jump their backline. You have to sit there and wait. And they just poke you. And they poke you and you poke you. And you either got to give space, which is not ideal. Or you just hold on until someone gets a pick. And if nobody gets a pick, then you're just dead. Back to being the deployment system again. One gets grabbed. Good bubble, but I think he ulted at the same time, so it didn't actually hit him. So they trade for a kill. It still goes down, though. You can't really hold that close right now. Gotta let the mag do it. He's jumping forward for his bubble, and then probably just gonna jump out again whenever he gets pressured, because they have numbers advantage. Oh man, is this kind of just sitting back and waiting. He's gonna try to stop the ult. I don't think he's not gonna get though. Yeah, I think he's trying to jump back and either stop the ult or bubble him. Actually kills the Star-Lord by jumping up into him there. That was actually kind of crazy. Yeah, I think they might be cooked here. Yeah. They just push it in. Dude, it's tough being a Hulk player this season, huh? Always goes early for the early ult charge. I wonder what the idea is on the shield. I know when you shield, you get ult charge, people shoot you. Maybe that's what they're trying to go for, is that they get shot. All right, here we go. Do the same strat. Oh, wow. Misses the other wolf, but I don't know if they knew it was going to be another wolf up there. Just tries to avoid. Oh, good exile. Like, I'm almost worried though, if they didn't hit every single one of these crazy exiles and these right clicks and stuff like that, like you, like, and I mean this in the nicest possible way I could say it, would get like no value. Got another exile on the Wolverine. Basically just have to keep jumping back, waiting for your cooldown to come off with the Wolverine. I'm so curious for what this next game looks like when you don't have a Wolverine team up. Jumps into it, eats it. Wait. Hang on, did you even take damage? Oh, he did take damage. Eats the Phoenix damage. Wait, what killed the... Oh no, that was your team's Phoenix. Bruce banners it back, jumps through. I'm guessing it's probably. I know there's like a tech you can do where you like shift the ground to jump in faster, technically, or just to move faster. But portal's gone. Man, that's tough. I don't even know who you engage. Like, I thought maybe I was having skill issues on Hulk whenever I'd been playing him the last couple seasons, and that's why I haven't been playing him a ton. But damn. All right, Wolverine deployment system once again. Throws at the Phoenix, gets him, but the Phoenix falls down and gets bubbled. Has to self-bubble early, has ult. You can try to make space by jumping in with ults, but I think they have support ults. Good grab. That was kind of fire. That was the first time we've actually got to watch Hulk do anything in the last 23 minutes and 3 seconds. So he jumps in, or actually no, it hits him into the air, then jumps into him, and knocks him down while also hitting him with a left click. So he's taking damage, but also getting healed at the same time. Hits the ground, right clicks, hits him with another left click to boop him back, jumps into it as left click goes off again, still getting healed though. Juggles him a second time, hits the ground, right clicks him again, one more left click and a follow-up from the Wolverine. Full CCs him out of it. Actually gets a second one as well. Hitting tab here. I think, you know, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but you know, almost doubled our final hits. And that was the first time we got to watch anything. And they also have to stay on point too, so they can't really fall back and also peel as hard as they would have been able to previously because it's OT. Oh, now we're gonna go frontline. Oh, I think we're just building support charge. Tries to bubble the Wolverine. Actually gets the mag, which is pretty good. Exiles somebody. I don't know if it was a Loki clone. Gets another throw on him. Basically just waiting every time till the Loki throw. Or sorry, Loki throw. The Wolverine throw is ready. Jumps back to the team, try to divvy up the damage. Even with the Loki clones, it's really not enough though. Gets the kill on the back line with the Wolf, but it's just without, like, they don't have enough damage coming in or enough healing coming in. I think everyone's dead. I mean, it's a good attempt, but man, hitting tab at the end of the game, just taking a quick look at all the stats of everybody. 12k damage out of the Hulk. I mean, like, if we watch that gameplay, right? Like, I wouldn't say he was feeding. I wouldn't say that he was shit. I wouldn't say that he was missing his cooldowns, missing his abilities. I thought that he pretty much hit almost every single one of them. And just look at the impact on the game, you know? Even though only had 11 deaths at the end, which is the least on the whole team, which is good. That's a great stat to see. That's why they're in rank 1 on Hulk. 9 final hits is okay, but 12k damage when you're looking at characters like Strange over here, / Mag for most of the game, their own Mag / Strange for the whole game, both sitting around the 24, 28k range. Never mind all the DPS they're putting in big numbers. It's like it almost looks like a support, you know? Without the Wolverine, though, I'm curious, like, what do you do? Well, honestly, just looking at the teams on paper, I feel like there's going to be a huge team diff, and you're just going to get to go crazy and actually show off a little bit. But obviously, this game is not nearly as sweaty as the previous one. The last one had, like 6 pro players. I don't think there's any in this game. All right, let's see. So playing Hawkeye and Psylocke. Hawkeye, you really got to get in his face. I'm sure we're gonna see a lot of that here, but he also can punish you really hard on Hulk. So you gotta be careful. Jumps in, tries to bubble the magic. Never staying for too long, especially here on this defensive part, because you know you don't have the frontlining tank with the Thor. You're both basically off tanks, running around as fast as you can. I went to go take a sip of water. What can happen? Health bar? Hello? Watch that health bar. 565. Oh. Stop. Hawkeye moment. Basically have to wait till everyone's together to go in because they just don't have like a shield tank or anything like that. Bubbles the Thor. Gets a little ult charge. Also everybody's staying together. So this is where I thought, like the previous games, when you hit Gambit ult, you're just going to W key at them. This is what I thought would happen. But against the really serious pro players, like they know what's coming and they just target you and you just fall over. So in like regular ranked games where it's not insane, Gambit ult, that's your time to go backline. But outside of that though, no backline aggression yet. Just like the previous game. I'd say there's more aggression in this game because the skill of this game is much lower. So you can get away with a little bit more. Oh my god, the Hawkeye. Oh my god. Ow. 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 Jesus. Jumps through. Kills the rocket ult. Classic. No one else can shoot in that damn thing. Chases down the rocket heal. Nice. Basically stuck holding point though. No one else is really here. I guess the Strange is actually. Bubbles the magic. So one of the biggest things, the biggest takeaways is almost never is a self bubble. It's never like jump in or jump in, bubble their own. It's almost always bubbling teammates. Bubbling for them so they can engage. Always enabling someone else. Can you stop fucking calling me Walgreens? Jesus Christ, they've called me 3 times in a row. It's a fucking robot. I don't want to talk to you, stupid robot. Anyways. Tony, I'll think that's your one. Appreciate it. Yo, thanks, Pants. Appreciate it, dude. Goes to the Exile on the Hawkeye. Oh, that was... I saw what he was lining up there. Gets pushed away, though. By the mag right click. Does he hit the Exile on the Hawkeye? No, it's the Gambit. Honestly, not a bad... Hey, honestly, good target to hit it. Is still. You don't get the Hawkeye during his ult, but getting the Gambit makes it so they can't heal him, and then you just run down the Hawkeye. And these games, especially where it's not as many pros and insane gamers that are all like punishing every single engage. Oh, he's gonna go for the Exile. Boom, gets it. Ooh, second too late though. Smart, goes... Something I don't see enough people do is if you're in their spawn trying to stop the portal, just take the portal. Don't go all the way back. Just take the fucking portal. Portal's typically back with your team anyways. You try to jump out? No, he's just buying time for another bubble for the teammate. I think they're probably dead here though. Yeah, they're dead here. Yes, Hulk bubble's proximity based. You basically have to be standing next to him. You could technically bubble every single person on your team if they're standing close enough, but it's not that far. The range isn't really high. That actually could be a good Hulk buff, unironically. Just making it so the bubbles reach more teammates actually could be unironically a pretty decent buff. Anyways. Yeah, Thor's getting chased down. Good Exile attempt. Could have saved him if it actually hit, but unfortunately can't hit every shot. Sometimes it's tough. Alright, time to... Oh, actually, no, he got rezzed. I was going to say, time to back away because they're down, but actually the res comes through. Jumps back. Even with the Gambit ult, jumps back to look to save teammates over jumping in during the mag ult. Selfless. Yeah, they're also on triple DPS on the attack again here, but they don't have like all the insane players of the previous game, so they're not going to get punished as often. Like the big thing you're looking for is either the Phoenix right click or the Bucky hook. And you know, you really got to be playing aggressive to be getting hooked by the Bucky right now. Oh, the mag's really low. I think that's a good target. Yep, he agrees. He goes for it. Right clicks the Gambit, gets him 1 HP, gets him at the finish. A good heads up play, reading across the entire map, going, wait a minute, I could just fling around here like an absolute moron, or because I hit that right click, I could just jump all the way in. Why not? He agrees. Jumps all the way in. That's a good example of why having the B-hops is very, 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 very important. Something like that right there. Helps you travel much more distance. Same thing on Star-Lord. That's how you save a lot of your charge. So I was trying to tell you earlier, having B-hop or having a jump bound to scroll wheel as a secondary option on a lot of characters is worth it. You don't have to use it all the time, but at least having it in your back pocket will make you a better player. It will unlock more options that the average player does not have there. Yo, Karth, I think it's going. It's not something you do every time though. You're not just spamming B-hops every time just for funsies. You know? Like, it's methodical. For example, I'll give you a good example. In Overwatch, there was a quote-unquote tech you could do on Ryan where if you held spacebar at the end of your shift, you would go further during your pin at the end. But people would sometimes try to pin somebody off the map, hold spacebar, and fall off the map. So it's not a tech that you do constantly, but having it in your back pocket is nice. Listen, I'm glad sometimes you guys are not in charge of balance. Giving Hulk 2 Exiles and a permanent thing passive where you can't get CC'd in ult form sounds fucking horrendous. You're giving a dive tank CC immunity. That is crazy talk. And you're actually contributing to more CC. Listen, I mean this with all due respect. Okay, I'm gonna challenge you to do something. The next time I make a tier list or make a big take on something and you read some fucking moron in the comments like, wow, Flats, you're a fucking idiot, blah, 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 ask the guy what is wrong with it specifically. You would be fucking floored at some of the responses you'll get back. It's a fun mini game. Do it. Yo, why is my arm going limp? Hello? Jumps in with the ults, focuses the rocket ult first like a good teammate. Goes for the combo on Exile, doesn't hit it. Doesn't give up the chase on the rocket. Honestly, I probably would have thought to go for the Gambit more, but he might have just lost him for a sec. But he gets him in the end anyway, so it doesn't matter. Gets both supports and kills the rocket ult. Big value. So they're really not punishing any of the engages, and they don't really have the tools. Oh, sorry, I guess they kind of have the tools, but they're not using them too. So I think this is where you're probably gonna see a little bit more backline engaging. Like as the game has gone on, they've realized that like their team is just playing like a bunch of ranked players. But now you see the difference between the really, really insane game where all the really good players are fucking punishing everything, which is also another good example of why tier lists always seem so different from player to player towards when the season starts, as opposed to like an average rank game like this. You know what I mean? Also, I just realized, are they on solo tank Venom? Yeah, this game's over. They just double team the Bucky up top. He's caught out by himself. That's like their main way of stopping anything. Exiles the Venom to keep his team from getting rolled. Actually jumps out early to go save the Thor. I would have thought he was going to try to bubble the backline, but he already knows they're going to be safe. Oh, no, never mind. They're not solo tank. They have an Emma. I didn't even see that Emma. How long has that Emma been there? First time I saw that guy. That's a big bubble. Gets multiple people, and they just start walking. Yeah, I think that this one might already be getting wrapped up. I'm sorry, did that Exile just no reg? I know Venom has like a small CC immunity at the end of his dive, but I think his dive was over. His dive is over. It's not that long. Hey, that long, chat. I don't know. I feel like it lasted longer than it should have. Anyways. That must have been frame perfect. It might have been wearing off literally as it hit. Another important thing though is just like how they make adjustments. Ivy for most tanks. Oh, is your thing ready? Oh god. So that's actually another good example of like, you know, going really deep there when their team is staggering, but you have ult, so it's like a second life. So you can do kind of stupid shit. All the stuff that they're doing now in that previous game, you could not get away with any of it. But in this game where they're a lot more staggered, they're all kind of playing, everyone's playing their own solo queue experience, especially with the Hulk ult. Oh my god. You can get away with it a lot more. Chases down the Venom. I think this game's already kind of GG'd, like the way they're playing. Everyone's just playing kind of TDM right now. But peeling really hard for the Venom. Was that their team's Gambit ult? Oh no, it was enemy team's Gambit ult. So, hey, good exile on the Venom. Keeping him from being able to jump your backline with Gambit ult. Ooh. Punishes the Salak hard for going so deep, and also it was so deep that the rocket res is not available to them anymore. Going for the rocket is kind of crazy, but you know what? I respect it. You got a Gambit as a surprise prize and didn't even take it. I'm guessing they're going for the rocket though to try to kill him first, to try to keep the res from happening. But I think it might have still went off anyways. I think that's at least the ideology. Plus he's a little bit more nimble, maybe confident in the mechanics to be able to do so. And now we're just gonna go spawn camp. We're gonna go spawn camp. Yeah. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of fire. The right click into left click, 180, and she's invis. takes the guess. Also happened to be the cloak and dagger there, so maybe it was the guess, maybe it wasn't. That was kind of fire. See, when Hulk works like this in an average game, fire. And not an average game, and not an average game, kind of gets destroyed. So for all the people in the beginning, by the way, who kept typing this, that's definitely not rank 1. This isn't, I'm waiting to see rank 1 Hulk. It just shows you how tough this game is, especially at the highest level right now for some of these characters. And that trickles down. That trickles down to you as well. What I mean by that is, like, in a game like this, it wasn't a bunch of pro players, right? You have like 2 really good tank players versus a bunch of people that, like, no, respectfully, I didn't really know. And you can obviously pop off because you're just mechanically better. You're just a better player. But once you get against those players who are just as good, and the comps matter and the metas matter, you're just kind of getting farmed. So you trickle that down to the other ranks, you're gonna get more value on, say, Emma in a game to game than you will on Hulk, because Emma can shut down Hulk in a lot of ways. You can shut down a lot of tanks in other ways. So that's where you kind of start feeling those helpless moments where you're like, damn, this character doesn't feel that strong, you know? But there you go, rank 1 Hulk.